Howdy, this is my laptop. This is an Asus VivoBook 16 with an AMD Ryzen 7 5800H. This is relatively representative of a normal laptop in 2023, and it serves me well. This is decidedly not normal. This is a Lenovo IdeaPad Y700 from 2015. This features an AMD FX-8800P and an AMD Radeon R9 M385X. It's not very fast, just to put it bluntly. This laptop wouldn't have made much sense back in the day either, although this was a budget gaming laptop, so its price tag would have made sense and its position in the market would have kind of made sense. Unfortunately, it's not very fast, as I already stated, and that becomes very apparent when you start trying to do anything with the APU. I tried Open Task Manager. Obviously it's not very fast, and the CPU was struggling to open Task Manager, which tells you all you need to know. So I guess right now, try starting a game. I'll start Grid Legends, one of the only games I could think of that actually kind of likes this CPU. But this will also reveal a problem with this laptop very quickly, whenever it starts anyways. Again, this is an old APU with not a lot of cache, so unsurprisingly it takes a long time for anything to load. It's trying. I promise you it's actually trying. Sorry about this, I have to turn up the volume, and it's very clunky to do so on this laptop. There we go. Hopefully this doesn't drown me out, but if it does, then I'll turn down the volume. But let's get into the game. I'll show you the settings we're running because I want to describe why we're running at these settings in the first place. There we go. Hopefully that doesn't crash. And it does not, thank God. Alright. We are running at the lowest settings here in the game, including turning down the dynamic resolution scaler to try to hit 60 FPS. This is because the dedicated GPU in this laptop is completely useless, at least with the non-launch drivers. Unfortunately, you kind of need newer drivers to play newer games, and sometimes the dedicated GPU will work, sometimes it won't. This is one of the games where it will not work. That's a big problem in a lot of games because, to be quite frank, sometimes GPU is the problem, and while the graphics chip of the APU is actually pretty competent, all things considered, it's an 8-year-old integrated GPU, so it's not very fast nowadays. But it tries. You'll see what I mean. It definitely tries. But yeah, this poor, I think they call it the R7. It's good for its day, but it's not very fast in 2023. And I'll highlight that soon with my laptop to the left. Actually, it's doing a surprisingly decent job with this game. Better than I would have expected, but this game, while it is a bit CPU heavy and pretty GPU heavy, this does highlight one of the benefits of the laptop. Most applications of the AMD FX-8800P are TDP locked pretty hard to 15 watts. From what I've read on the internet, the TDP of this specific laptop is apparently 30 watts for the CPU. I don't know if that's the case, but in any case, it performs quite a bit better than most other FX-8800Ps would. So it does not struggle nearly as hard in this game as you'd expect it to, actually. It's doing a very good job of keeping to about 30 FPS or a little bit higher. It's not great, mind you, but it's hardly terrible. I've played this game on a lot worse hardware, and frankly, better hardware that should be able to run it better that plays it worse. This game just asks a little bit of both your CPU and your GPU, and surprisingly, this laptop has enough horsepower to do so, if only just. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure I could mess with the settings a little bit more to get this running at higher quality settings, but this game does get GPU limited in some instances. So I just leave it set to the lowest settings and it's relatively playable, which is a shock. I'll just let this run out a little bit more before I continue. If you haven't noticed by now, the speakers on here are actually pretty decent. I was using this laptop for about a month last year, and I was actually really impressed with the speakers. They sound nice, they get pretty loud. There's even a subwoofer that is functional, which is a shock. You don't usually get that. And yeah, as you can see, this game is obviously not using the dedicated GPU. Most Codemasters games are like this. Grid Legends is no exception, but surprisingly it runs okay. And from what I've seen concerning trying to run this game on older GPU architectures pre-GCN3, it doesn't really like it very much, but it's okay with all the GCN3 stuff. I have an R9 M280X I ran it on for a little while, and it was actually pretty decent, all things considered. I couldn't have complained about the way it was performing, even at 1440p, which is not something you could really say about every piece of hardware. This game actually does run pretty good on a wide range of hardware. Eventually it'll load. And the lack of cache on the CPU does not harm this game so much, which is I'm really thankful for. But we can go to Task Manager. As you can see, I was just using the integrated GPU. I'll go to a game that can actually use... I gotta download this update. I'll go to a game that can actually use the dedicated GPU, last I remember anyways. SpongeBob SquarePants The Cosmic Shake. I was surprised to see that this could take advantage of it, and from what I remember, it actually doesn't even run so bad on this kind of hardware. I was playing on a ThinkPad A475 with an A12 Pro 9800B, I think that's what it was. And while I had to turn everything way down, it actually did run okay on the CPU, and that was pretty heavily TDP limited. So I suspect it runs better on this. I just don't remember because it's been a while since I played this game, and they actually added an options menu for all the graphics settings. And much like with Grid Legends, the main problem with the cache in this game, or lack thereof, is just that loading takes a long time. But it's not so bad. Really, it's not any better than like an Xbox One. Oh, it's patching the game right now. Actually, while we're here, let's go over to my main laptop, and I'll show you just how much faster this laptop runs just with an integrated GPU. Once it loads, this will also take a few minutes. Hopefully it doesn't crash like it used to like to do. One can hope. And by the way, this laptop, I've upgraded it. This would have originally come with, I think, a 500GB hard drive and 8GB of RAM. Very obviously, this has 2 SSDs and 16GB of RAM. Let's change all the settings here, get it to equivalent of what I was using on IdeaPad. Oh, it's already at ultra low. Let's just make sure, turn dynamic res to 60. And by the way, this laptop has a lot more to give than this. I'm just doing this just for parity because that's what the settings I was running at on the IdeaPad. Just a quick aside for this, this was one of the final IdeaPads of this line. that was focused on gaming. Lenovo would start the Legion line in 2016, and most of the IdeaPads shifted away from this kind of look and became a lot more conservative in terms of style. But as you can see, this is what happens when Grid Legends isn't CPU limited. And I should note that TDP on this is 45 watts for the 5800H. Some allow it to go up to 54 watts. However, in this context, 45 watts is far more than enough, so it's not a big deal. Games like Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 are playable on this, shockingly. And the main thing I would like to play on this Team Fortress 2 is more than playable. This game looks kind of crappy at these very low settings, but again, I don't run it at these low settings. As a matter of fact, I prefer to run this game at 30 FPS at some higher settings because I know hitting 60 just makes the game look ugly. And it's actually pretty smooth to play, shockingly so. And I may have mentioned it before, but you might be able to hear it. The speakers on here are not nearly as good as the one on the IdeaPad. They're serviceable, but that's really about it. As we go through that, Cosmic Shake is finished downloading, so once I finish with the benchmark there, we'll start it back up. Again, this laptop is not very fast. Let's open Chrome. Let's see how long that takes. And the mouse cursor just stuttered, which is always amazing. YouTube. Let's see what it has me signed into. I don't remember. Oh, I guess I'm not signed in. Do I have? Oh, I do have uBlock in here. Does it remember that I was signed in? It does. So I'll mess with that real quick. And the benchmark's still coming along. Integrated graphics have come quite a long way, and these aren't even the most powerful things that AMD even offers today. They offer a lot faster than this now, which I'd love to get my hands on at some point, but obviously this isn't that. And look at that. That's so much better. Yeah, the CPU is very much not a bottleneck at all here. The GPU was holding it back. Still, it did very admirably, all things considered. Okay, there we go. We're signed in on this laptop. I think we'll figure out how much of a disaster trying to play YouTube is on it in a little bit, but that's for later. We'll start SpongeBob now. Okay, it did recognize I just quit the game very quickly, actually. It'll take about 6 years for the game to start. Probably should have set up my controller before this, but I'll live. I forget. I think there you go. You have to press your mouse. The default settings will not be. Oh, never mind. I stand very corrected. It is using the dedicated GPU, and the CPU is getting pretty thrashed right now, but we can help with that. Oh, that's right, you had to use WASD for this. Video settings, full screen. I think I could set it to 1080p. We could turn down these settings. And yeah, this game's already running a lot better. Let's see where it has me at. I think I should be in Glove World. Yeah, loading takes a long time despite the SSD. It does not take this long to load on anything remotely modern. 45 FPS. Bear with me because I'm trying to play this just with my left hand. And while the keyboard and mouse support in here is actually okay, it's usable. This is a lot better. This is played a lot better with two hands for one, but with a controller. Let's see if I can look out there. 52 FPS, actually not so bad. Let's see. Yeah, this isn't running so bad for the dedicated GPU. I'm surprised it's actually handling this a little better than I thought it would. Let's see. What happens when I destroy everything? Let's go to 1024 by 768. And yeah, you can destroy this game visually very quickly. And we are at the mercy of the CPU now. And the game is stuttering like crazy because of this. I'm just walking around. Yeah. Limited cache really shows in this game. Although it does seem like those may have been like loading stutters. So let's turn the settings back up because we don't need to play this game like this. It's terrible even for me. Oops. Ironically, this doesn't really run. Actually, this runs better at 1080p. I don't really get why. Oh well. Yeah, this. I don't have too much to say about this laptop. Some games will fail to load. Let's see if I can get Forza Horizon 4 working, or if it'll just crash this laptop. Like it usually does. It doesn't crash necessarily because of the CPU. I've played this on another FX-8800P machine, and it ran until it got stuck trying to load something, and then it just crashed the entire PC with it. But I think this is the GPU's fault. If it loads, hopefully I can demonstrate that. But I have a feeling it's not going to. Forza games do not play nicely with this. Forza Motorsport 6 Apex refused to run at above 12 frames per second. Forza Motorsport 7 ran really terribly, and I don't really know why. I didn't try Forza Horizon 3 because that's a death wish. I didn't try Forza Horizon 5 because that's a 160 gigabyte game, and I'm really not interested in trying to see how good that runs on this. Oh, the intro movie is stuttering. This is not good. It's trying, if only just. Oh, it just gave up. It should be going to the main menu now. Hopefully I can do stuff in the main menu. There we go. The main menu runs at legitimately like at 1 frame a second in this game. This is horrible. And it only runs like this on this laptop. I know for certain this, while this game doesn't necessarily love bulldozer-based APUs and CPUs in general, it runs better than this. You try playing on an Athlon X4950 and you can play it at a locked 30 FPS. It's not that bad. It just really doesn't like this hardware because in Lenovo's Infinite Wisdom, it's very locked down. And then also in Lenovo's Infinite Wisdom, you can't actually manually switch between the integrated GPU and the discrete GPU. You're stuck with what you get based on what the game thinks is necessary. I don't think I'll need to change settings here. I think everything is at the absolute lowest settings. Yeah, let's not even bother. Eventually, there we go. Let's hit the benchmark. Let's see if I can get into the benchmark. Come on. There we go. Yes, I know the benchmark will take about 2-3 minutes. Take about 2-3 years to load the benchmark on this system. But yeah, driver support is absolutely terrible on this laptop. Not for the integrated GPU. It's actually solid and the final drivers are usable. I wouldn't call them spectacular. They're usable on Linux as well. But the drivers for the discrete GPU, lordy. There's no point. There's really no point in buying this laptop is what I'm trying to say. And the CPU's too weak to help the dedicated GPU, and the dedicated GPU itself is damn near useless because of how poor the drivers are. That's not supposed to happen. It just completely gave up on trying to load the images. It's obviously... Oh, there we go. There we go. This is going to take years to load. I've actually... I don't understand why I bought this. I like messing with bulldozer hardware, but this is just another level of ridiculous. It's unusable. Well, the laptop itself isn't unusable. I like the integrated GPU. It's nice, and I love the speakers of it. They sound very nice. You really don't get speakers like this in laptops, at least in like modern thin laptops. This is nothing in terms of thickness, and this was relatively thin for a gaming laptop back in 2015. But obviously, it's so much thicker than this, so they can fit better speakers in here. While you're here, you might as well hear how loud the fan gets, if I can get that angled decently. There we go. Yeah, I don't know if you can hear that, but my phone feels so much warmer just from putting it right there. That, or I may have just held it. And this is the underside of it. This laptop is not in particularly great shape. It's an okay shape, actually. It's usable, but let's look at the side. I think this tells you what you need to know about it. This has seen some battle scars. It's hardly the worst one I've seen. For one, the top isn't that dented. It looks crappy, but it's not dented, so there's that. And Forza Horizon 4 is still not loaded. This game just gets stuck in a loading loop. And usually what you have to do is either force crash the game or force crash your system. If I can force crash the game, I think we will be good, because this game will not load any further. I don't know why I tried. Let's try alt tabbing out of it. I may regret this later. Eventually it'll let me do something. Here we go. Yeah, the CPU is being hammered. Unsurprisingly so. Forza Horizon 4 is trying to load things, I think. What the? Oh. Come on, Task Manager. Hey, that's a rude. Yeah, it's attempting to load things, but it's not doing a very good job at it. It's using a little less RAM than I would have expected it to. Eventually the game will load. Oh, I've been sitting here for 3 minutes. I think that gets the point across about how long it takes for stuff to load on this laptop. So let's... Oh, there we go. Let's abandon ship on Forza Horizon 4. And it didn't crash the system, surprisingly. Let's regret playing Team Fortress 2 on this. Bulldozer does not really like Team Fortress 2, or rather vice versa. It hasn't since the Meet Your Match update, and we are over 7 years removed from that update. What settings are these? I guess we'll find out, because in any case, it's gonna be too much for this laptop to handle. I forget if I have master config installed on this. I might. But in any case, this game runs like crap on Windows, and it's just so much better on Linux. And it's only gotten worse on Windows, I can imagine. A little more about this laptop now I think about it. I did say this was an IdeaPad Y700. This is a Y700-15ACZ. So this was the base model of this Y700 lineup. There's an upper end model which came with a Skylake Core i7. I think it was the 6700HQ, as well as an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 960M. That would have aged so much better than this in literally every regard, and we are not playing this at the highest settings. We are playing at the lowest possible settings on this. Oh, let's keep that on. Except for one setting, if I can get it changed. This will take about 6 years to load again, because this laptop is not very fast. More accurately, this game just really hates bulldozer processors. It also doesn't like Core 2. Well, no, this game plays better on Core 2 Duos, which is hilarious, but those have more cache than this. Alright, Matt DX level, I'm at 95 to 98. Conventional wisdom would suggest the lower the better, but when you're dealing with modern graphics hardware, you generally want to set TF2 to run in DirectX 9.0C mode or 9.0C with Windows Vista extensions mode. 95 and 98 respectively. And setting it to 81 would just make the FX-8800P struggle a little bit more, and as if it's not already struggling. Let's see how well it does on this server. It's been a while since I played randomizer, X10 randomizer no less. And it's 2 forts, so. Oh, I just realized I'm not gonna be able to play this very well. Thankfully, I have a keyboard over here, and I can sit on my lap. And hopefully, that just helps me a lot here. Damn it! There we go. And if you're curious as to what keyboard I'm using a Focus 2001, an early 1990s keyboard. There's 2 variants of this. One has a Windows key, one does not. This one does not have the Windows key, and it's apparently the better of the 2. I'm not much of a keyboard enthusiast, but I do like the way this feels. Very clicky. I would be using it on my desktop, but it's too big and the media keys are killer. I kind of need them. Maybe I should look into a keyboard with these kinds of switches that also has media keys. That would be very useful. This is going to be difficult. I have a terrible idea. Oh my god, it's like I'm capturing old VHS videos all over again. Surely I have something I could stand this on. Oh yeah, this is not right. Okay, actually this is a little bit better than I thought it was going to be. Let's skip the movie. Oh, man, it's stuttering. Diamondback, Scottish Resistance, Sharpened Volcano Fragment. Wow, they really screwed me over with this first loadout. Let's see. I want to place it on a hard drive because, well, it's not a good idea. It's not a good idea to have magnets like that.
We have taken the enemy intelligence.
I know there's ways for me to do this that aren't.
If they have told me, I'll speed it there. Literally.
I found a way. It involves using the AMD Wraith cooler. Oh my god, this loadout sucks, and this game is stuttering like crazy, like it always does on these chips. The average frame rate is not so bad. And as a matter of fact, this game runs a lot better on Linux in terms of average frame rate. But again, this stutters a lot, and
You're welcome.
it does not bode well for actually trying to play the game, especially when you're trying to kill someone, as I shall demonstrate.
No, bitch.
I'll take that. I can't believe I got killed with the sharpened volcano fragment. Oh my god, this loadout is dreadful. I killed someone with the eviction notice. I killed someone else. I am not proving my point very well, but as you can see, this is an absolute stutter fest. The likes of which only I could replicate by speaking. God. Mila, family business, home record. Oh my god, I hate this loadout. Thank god I got killed. Big kill, AppSat, Power Jack. What is this spy loadout? This is horrible. I got killed in like 3 shots. Baby faces. Oh my god, what is this loadout? Just kill me already. What the hell? Oh my god, this is awful. Thank you, please. Thompson. What is this? Is this just gonna be me yelling about what kind of weapon I'm getting a TF2 randomizer? Oh my god. Oh, someone got the brass beast. Please take out the sentry.
Man, I just want to come out and spawn, not get fucking harassed by it.
This is horrible. Why am I doing this to myself? Someone, please kill me.
Outside of our fucking spawn. What else are we supposed to do? Not be mad about it?
Go with the battalion's backup rage. This is really just turning to me playing Team Fortress 2. I think I should stop playing. Okay, there we go. I got out of it before I spent about 20 minutes trying to comprehend why the hell I got crappy weapons and randomizer. That would have been very fun, but yeah, as you can tell, this is not a very fast laptop. It struggles playing a 15-year-old shooter on the Source engine. Let's do something else I'll regret, and that's playing a CD on this laptop. For this, I need an external disk drive. Guess who has one? For some reason, I haven't taken off the protective cover on the top. Oh well. It lives. Let's get a CD out. Hopefully, a Windows Media Player actually recognizes it. And I'm sure you might be able to recognize it too. If you don't, well, we'll figure it out in just a minute. Because we're going to see the best thing about this laptop. The screen's certainly not the best thing, although it's not the worst. The viewing angles are passable. That might demonstrate how passable they are. They aren't excellent, but it is absolutely usable, even from above and below. Alright, where's the Windows Media Player when I need it? I should have it. Windows accessories. Hey, what do you know? I have it. Recommended settings. Because I don't care that much about this laptop. I don't know why I have it. I paid a total of $322 for this laptop, and it was very much not worth it. Unknown album. Yeah, I don't know about that. It should be pulling some data here soon, hopefully. Oh, there we go. It actually recognized it. Yay! Update complete. Can I play this CD? Play. Play. Come on. There we go. Hey, it found all the information, and it's set up just like how iTunes does it, so they probably pull it from the same source. This is a bad idea. 1997. Yeah, I don't know about that. It's not 1997. I'll tell you that much. You might be able to hear a subwoofer. It's doing its thing. If it's loud enough anyways, let's turn it up louder. And yeah, you can definitely hear it now. That's for sure. Let's not play too much of this because I'm sure YouTube will get angry about it. And it's closed. Yay. This is coming handy for more than a few things, so I'm glad I have it. Let's put this away for now. And that's really all I have to say about this laptop. I paid about 200 something bucks for the laptop itself, which was just this with I think a 128 gigabyte SSD and 8 gigabytes of RAM, which didn't actually work properly initially. I spent another 100 bucks on the RAM, the charger, and another SSD for this machine, which brought the total up for this laptop to about $322. Do not spend 300 bucks on this, please. This isn't worth 200, let alone 320. If you want to spend $320 on any gaming laptop, well, for one, the brother to this with the i7 and 960M is cheaper. But you can get a laptop with a GTX 1060 for about that much, and that's a much better setup. Yeah, there's a lot to get for this kind of money that isn't worth it. And really, if you're buying this, just buy it as a curiosity and go into it knowing that it's going to suck. Because, for one, it has a Bulldozer APU. It has a Carrizo iteration, mind you. This one is DDR3 in particular, which is slightly annoying. I forget if Windows will show that. Well, actually, yes, it does. It says 16 gigabytes of DDR3 running at 1600 megahertz. I think that's what this tops out at. I forget, but I'm sure I'll look and we'll figure that out pretty quickly. But yeah, it's not fast. It's not very useful as a media laptop either. Let's try finding a 1080p 60 FPS YouTube video. This will prove my point very quickly. And I'll close out Steam and Task Manager just so it has a fighting chance of actually trying to play everything properly. Got it. Here, we'll play this video. And it's not even playing right now, which is a very good illustration of how crappy this laptop is. Alright, let's see. Let's go into full screen mode. I'm giving
Hello everyone and welcome to
the best
video.
chance.
Now, where did I find a GTX 1060 Founders Edition in 2020?
Alright, here we go. This should...
With that said, I really wanted to push this card today while still attempting to maintain a 60 FPS average where possible, and here we can do that while also enjoying the new and improved visuals that Fortnite offers. I actually really like how this looks with the new effects and lighting, to be honest. The engine really complements the art style.
As you can see, it takes a long time for it to play and pause a 1080p 60 FPS video. This should be... oh, jeez. AV1, I'm actually surprised. Wow, I'm actually surprised. It actually played that okay. At least when nothing was happening. Nothing in terms of UI and browser stuff. Once you could just play the video, that was pretty impressive. I was not expecting that. Google has done a lot of work in making AV1 work a lot better, and it's showing because this piece of crap could play it. Yeah, there we go. I don't have much else to say about this laptop. It's not fast, the drivers are buggy, and it costs too much for what it is. Please buy something else. That's all I have to say tonight, so thank you for watching, if you are watching anyways.